All right, how's it going today, guys? Happy Tuesday. It feels good to be back on stream with you all. Feels good to be back in the Telegram. Took about a 5 to 6 day hiatus. My father was in town, so just spent some time with him. Just always remember what's important in life. First things first, shout out to the stream sponsors over at CoinCatch and Tealstreet. Are some of the best platforms out there in my opinion. CoinCatch has a lot to do with Bitget, and in my opinion, those two really are some of the best exchanges for derivatives trading. If you guys have any questions on CoinCatch or Bitget, please let me know. Then also Tealstreet. Tealstreet is where we get our level 2 readings, guys, and this is what level 2 readings are. We have the chart, we have the order book, and then we have the depth of chart, and this is just a way that I like to see the market breathe. It's just something that I've used for a very, very long time as far as reading the level 2. There's a lot that kind of goes on within this, the buys, the sells. There's a market depth chart right here too that kind of goes over where they're stacked, where heavy buys are, heavy sells are, that sort of thing. Let's just go over some NPOC levels. Now, this is currently what we've been watching, right? We had currently been looking for a dig down into this area, and we've been watching it since early December. Now, if you look back on some of our setups, 1-3 earlier this month, we've been looking to kind of long that area. If we continue to go back, 12-11, halfway in through December, we were kind of wanting to long that area. And then also 12-4, we had been wanting to long that 38,000 area on BTC for a long time, guys. And this is exactly what we got. We got a very good dig into that lower level and then acceptance back in. And here we are kind of potentially heading up towards what I think we're going to tap into is that 45969. I don't know when it's going to happen. There might be some low term time frame entries where it kind of goes down and kind of closes some NPOCs, but we'll talk about that when I update this in a second. But this was really the 116 deviation that we talked about on that stream, and I kind of posted a tweet and I posted the video clip yesterday for you guys. But we had a deviation above upper limit right here into that 39k, and then we wanted, I would have liked a quick wick to kind of happen within this area, but we didn't close all of the NPOC levels. We still left 3.8, 3.56, but this is why I say take starter positions. You don't want to continue to dig deeper and deeper. Our first entry was at 39467, and as of right now, if you got an entry at 39467 or 38356, it wouldn't necessarily matter where you got that entry because you'd be in profit as we have continued to move towards that acceptance back into range and then up to some NPOC levels higher. So this is why I talk about starter positions, guys. Starter positions are important because it gives you exposure. Not only does it give you exposure, but it keeps you focused on that position. So, if you want to take a $10,000 position size and you want your entire entry to be 10,000, well, then, at this first NPOC level, take a 500, take a 600 entry here. And that way you have exposure to those important areas. And also it keeps you really engaged in continuing to monitor that trade, etc. So for me, guys, this has been a monster trade on BTC and Ethereum, longing those lows. And now both of them are getting into 50-60% ROI on these with pretty large position sizes. And for me, it was kind of hard to kind of walk away and not look at the chart after taking those sizes, but at the end of the day, it ended up working out for the best. So let's just kind of get into cleaning this up. We do have an NPOC here at 42636 that we ended up closing, so we'll just kind of get rid of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to move to this NPOC here because this is an NPOC print from yesterday. I do think that we come down and close this before moving higher, so this could be another decent entry for you guys. And this is kind of what I talk about with not wanting to update these until I'm in front of you guys, just so that we can kind of create setups and we can create game plans based off of them. We still have kind of a long down in that area if we get them at that 3.8. We do have a new print at 3.8939 again, and then also another print at 3.8356. So if we do get a retest of those lows, it's still going to be an area that I'm going to be looking to long, but we will create plans today. Gonna see what is invalidated. We did have a short based off this NPOC level here, but again, not something that I took for the sole fact that I'm not really ready to short heavily into these BTC areas yet. I think for me, I am kind of going to wait until we retest this NPOC right here, potentially have somewhat like of a head and shoulders, and then we could potentially move to the downside. So that is something that I'm watching here. So this will be our next short entry, but we'll kind of create that in just a little bit after we go over some of our previous setups. And if you guys have any questions, please just let me know. I do this every live stream. If you guys have followed me or you've been in my live streams before, this is just something that I do every single time. We go over our setups, we go over what's invalidated, what we can continue to look for, and then we create new setups for the day. I do know that that one has kind of worked out really well. The 1-3 short, the short's still up there. So yeah, we're kind of digging into a few different areas that we've already kind of talked about. So, when we talk about NPOC prints, you can talk about all the ones above or all the ones below, but for me, guys, I like to just stick with what's in our current range, right? There's no reason to think about 50K when when we're sitting down at, around 43,000. There's no reason to think about 35,000 when we're kind of sitting within this area. So that's kind of like what I focus on the most. But I think for me, guys, is it really does stay the same. There's a couple new levels of interest, but not anything out of the ordinary that we haven't already been wanting to long. We've been wanting to long this since early December, and still, if we do get a retest of that area, I still think it is a long setup as well. So we can continue to just create our game plans. If we happen to reject here, something like this where we have a little bit of resistance, and again, I'm not shorting into this, just so that you guys are aware, but if we do reject here, I do think that a decent entry would be down at these NPOC levels here. This would be our next long entry if you aren't already long. And so again, this is just talking for people who don't have long entries. This is talking for people who maybe want to get some more exposure, add to positions, etc. And again, this is all purely based off NPOC levels, guys, so please understand that this doesn't have anything to do with current ranges or anything. These are just all setups created for specifically our NPOC levels. And so this is going to be 1/30 long. So this is where I would consider another long entry. For me, I'm already long, so, no harm, no foul. If we continue to go up or even if we drop, I'll be happy to add within that area. So next area of interest to short, kind of just talked about this, and it's going to be up here at this 35,969. This is going to be my next area for shorting. I potentially would have shorted this NPOC print here, but, really just not being at the computer, kind of being around, guys, right, is it shows that you are positioned well, because I wasn't stressed out, I wasn't overexposed, but I did have a decent exposure, but I still just was very comfortable with these NPOC levels being a very, very good area of support and entry. And so being away from my computer, having those two large position sizes, it was, obviously a little bit uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, it was for the best, as those position sizes have really started to maximize. Maybe if I was watching the computer every day or at the computer every day, I would have closed them at 20-30%, but now they're sitting at 50 and 60%, and really just kind of enjoying maximizing that ROI on those positions. So this would be our next area of interest to short, guys. Gonna look at Ethereum really fast. I guess we do got to update this one. This one has a lot to update. So we did kind of touch this 2374 area. I just sent this chart over to you guys in the Telegram. Wanted a retest of these NPOC levels. I think Ethereum has a lot more room to run than BTC, as we talked about. That's why I'm focusing on Ethereum and altcoins a lot. I will take some BTC trades, but as of right now, I think that ETH can run up to this 3474 area, and let's just kind of clean some of this up. So this has kind of been a short area. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of save some of these. So this is where our short was to kind of bounce back up. And this, again, another reason why I was not getting bearish down at this level, right? So for me, I explained to this last time, this isn't where I want to short Ethereum. A bounce up to close out some of these levels is where I want to short Ethereum. And right now we're getting that bounce up. I am just able to capitalize on the long because I took the long down at this area. And so potentially a short entry happens up at 2474. So that is where I'm going to be looking to short Ethereum next. And again, we'll create a new setup for that. But again, let's just organize this a little bit, and just so that we have everything in place, we know where they're at, we know where we want to short, we know why we want to short them. We had NPOC level prints above head that we wanted to close out first before our next short. And again, we have two NPOC prints to the bottom. Well, actually one right now. This is an active NPOC print on the daily. So we'll just come here. And again, this will be another good area to kind of long into Ethereum if we get it. Hopefully you guys don't turn bearish. We do have a couple different structures, and we will create both of the setups today. So we've been wanting to short this since 122. It is now 130, about 7 days now, so that stays the same. Just kind of come up here, and this is going to be our next short entry, at least for right now. And again, is it going to be an automatic short? No, because we will be diving into Tealstreet once those levels get hit and see how the market is reacting, right? So same thing. And then where are we going to long next, guys? Long entry is going to be down here, this NPOC level that we just mapped out, 2270. Again, this is where we would like to see a rejection towards and to relong that area. So let's go through some of these and just see really fast what is invalid. Still 122. We've been wanting to short it. This was up higher at 303, still wanting to short that one. So this is also very interesting, the 116 retest. We created this on live stream with you guys. I can go back and clip it, but we did have these NPOC levels right here at 2388 and 2268. So that is where we wanted a retest of. Did we deviate a little bit lower than this actual NPOC level? Yes, but the plan stayed the same, right? We got a retest of both of these levels here, this NPOC and this NPOC. We closed both of those NPOC 10 POC levels, and that was our next long entry on 116. So again, with Ethereum, just sticking to the game plan, plan the trade the plan. Gonna kind of close this shop here. Hopefully you guys got some good information from this. Hopefully you were able to follow along on the live stream, and yeah, I appreciate all you here, and I will see you over in the Telegram, guys. Peace.